Jen, do you know where Marcy is?
Why do you want to find Marcy?
It's really none of... Sorry, yeah, I would like to find her because I'd like her to sing at Christian's memorial service.
Well, I'm sure she'd really like to do that for Chris. When's the service?
What, so you can come?
Yeah, actually, I really would like to come.
Well, you're not invited.
Those 6 Carlavatis should be here any day.
I so cannot wait to see one. I mean, a print is a print. But you can't beat an original. Exactly.
You know, I am really looking forward to making a lot of money with you. And even more forward to spending that money with you. Why don't I call Herr Mannheim and start working out the details, huh?
Okay.
You wait right here.
Okay.
You can't seriously be interested in that guy.
I can't?
He's a total sleaze. Please tell me you're on to him.
I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid.
Well, Captain, are you going to seat me?
No, ma'am.
For Pete's sake.
I'm very sorry. No one boards the governor's plane but Victoria Davidson.
My niece is up in Lake Saranac with the lieutenant governor, who is Mrs. Davidson's son. Furthermore, my newspaper is covering the story, which could very well develop into a crisis that could burst into flames if you don't get me there.
Kevin. I am very in love with a man that I just married, and I hope that we have that straight, okay?
It's straight.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Kevin, how's that speech come? And why is Miss Kramer here?
Here we have a suspect in the Music Box murders. Well, don't you think it's worth a little midnight oil if we make sure we stick it to Walker Laurence?
You think he's a serial killer?
Who knows? I do believe he did Alyssa Collins either way. Now think about it. She investigated him, he found out, he took exception. And then Lawrence figured he'd copycat the Music Box murder and slip under our radar. Commissioner, I want him charged, tried, and convicted. Fast.
I did not kill Alyssa Collins. So why don't you get out there and buy me an airtight alibi?
Assuming that were ethical or legal, it would still be a bad idea. Now, I want the truth or I walk. Where were you the night Alyssa Collins was killed?
All right. I was purchasing an illegal handgun.
That is really cute. Make up a lie you can't even use. What could you possibly have been doing that night that's worth conviction for a murder you didn't commit?
Look, this is the biggest case that Landview's had in decades.
This is not Landview's case. It's the FBI's case.
Hey, yeah, well, I'm working on that. I can make a case for it being in our jurisdiction and that we need to run the show.
Oh, God. That is never going to happen.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
The Collins murder took place on our turf.
Yeah. And the first 2 took place in New Jersey, and when the third was found in Delaware, guess what?
Agent McBain, it's still local.
They were all local. Look, Mr. Colson, I
Understand that you love the limelight, and certainly this is the kind of case that would bring you a lot of television coverage. But you cannot hang the wrong man just because you want to go to a hanging.
I don't respond to personal insults. And even if Walker Laurence isn't your serial psycho, I believe he did Collins.
Why? Because he doesn't have an alibi?
That, and he had a hell of a motive.
Daniel, you know, if you want to argue with Agent McBain, could you do that in somebody else's office?
Yeah, sure.
Didn't know what I was walking into, did I?
No, it's not your fault. You a little edgy?
Just the time pressure.
Well, according to our timeline, we've got there are 2 weeks between each murder.
If he sticks to his schedule. May I?
Yeah, help yourself.
There's no reason to think he won't. Most of them do.
You don't like Walker Laurence for Elisa Collins' murder, do you?
No. No, I don't, but I wouldn't mind hearing his alibi.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know what, John? This might be a good time for you to bring me up to speed on everything you've got on Laurence.
Okay. A man by the name of Mitch Lawrence had one brother, Walker Flynn. He's the one who died in the elevator crash.
What about the Walker that I've got downstairs?
He's a fake.
A fake? Who's that in the holding cell?
The guy's name is Todd Manning.
You know, that's the beauty of the adversarial system. I defend you, guilty or not, because everyone's entitled to the best defense.
I believe I've heard that story once before from another female lawyer. Didn't work out so well for me that time either.
Beg your pardon?
Never mind. A long time ago.
Look, the truth is, I don't actually think you did it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm very touched. I'm very moved.
Look, the police have held back so many details from the Music Box murders, you'd have to be a mind reader to have pulled off a real copycat killing. So forget the false alibi. We'll leave the burden of proof where it belongs, on the prosecution.
Oh, there's a brilliant strategy.
Well, it beats the hell out of perjury. Look, if you didn't actually commit the murders, the police won't be able to prove you did.
They could always manufacture evidence.
I don't think Commissioner Buchanan or Agent McBain actually think you did it. You know, much less that you're some kind of serial killer.
That's nice. What about the new DA? He could still indict me.
I'll get it tossed.
Whatever, just get me out of here.
I'll do what I can.
If you can't get me out of here, find out where Dorian Lord is.
Why?
Just do it.
Oh, dear. Predictably, I can't reach the governor, but I'm sure that you could.
No, ma'am, I couldn't. I tried when you first asked to board the plane. I'm sorry for your predicament, but as soon as Mrs. Davidson arrives, I'll have to take off. The weather's closing in fast at Lake Champlain, and we have a very small window of opportunity.
I wonder if this couldn't possibly widen that window?
No, ma'am, it couldn't. The governor generally frowns on us taking bribes for seats on his private plane.
Uh-huh. Hello. I need a seat on any airplane that will land anywhere near Saranac, New York. No, tonight. I want to go now, immediately. Oh. Well, thank you so much. Not that you've been any help at all. Hi, dear. What are you doing here?
Well, I just got to thinking, you know, this is the most important speech of Kevin's career, and I should be at his side, no matter what.
Well, wonderful. We'll go together.
Good. Wait, why are you so frantic to get there?
Because the man that Blair has married is not Walker Laurence. He's Todd Manning. That rat will not stay dead. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I heard you.
Well, you don't seem in the least bit surprised. You're not surprised, are you? You knew? You knew? And you didn't tell me? You let your cousin marry that monster?
Dorian, you're not gonna tell Blair. Ever. Do you understand?
Governor Brooks, how are you? I am here to cover the speech for the Sun. And I think this is going to be pretty big for Landview. I mean, especially if everything goes as expected.
If it goes as expected.
That's right. I've got a conference call to make. It's good to see you, Governor.
Nice to see you.
Excuse me, Kevin.
That's twice I found you with Ms. Kramer while your wife is nowhere to be found.
Well, if it helps, Ms. Kramer is Mrs. Walker Laurence now.
Even worse. Kevin, we can't afford a hint of a scandal here.
I understand that,
The
sir.
report is crawling all over the place. Do you understand how much is riding on your speech?
Yes. You have nothing to worry about.
I don't even think you believe that. And if you get caught with your impulses hanging out, especially with the wife of a married man, your career's over. And you just might bring me down with you.
I don't know which is a bigger shock, you know, the fact that Manning could pull this off, or the fact that I didn't even have a clue.
And I take it you're not too fond of this guy.
No. Walker Laurence killing a PI, admittedly, I wasn't too sure about that. But Todd Manning has a different motive.
Like she found out who he was.
That's information that Manning would not want to get out. And he would kill to stop it.
You know, you don't have to be invited to a memorial service. Whoever wants to pay their respects can come, and I want to pay my respects to Christian.
Well, it's funny because you never respected Christian while he was alive.
He was incredibly important to me, and I loved him.
Oh, yeah, you loved him so much that you lied to him. You told him you were pregnant with his baby when it was really Al's. You tricked him into marrying you.
Yes, I did. I loved him very much, and he loved me, and he still would have been with me if it weren't for you.
Jen, God, for once in your life, can you think of somebody other than yourself? Natalie just lost her husband.
Why am I always the... You know what? No. Natalie is not the only one who lost Christian. You of all people should know that. And I am trying to be civil to her, but it is really hard when she's not trying.
Well, you know what? Don't hold your breath waiting for that to happen. Because what you did to Christian, what you did to Rex, you better pray that Joey does not get hurt too.
Thank you for trusting me with that. About David, it means a lot.
Well, we do have something in common. We both love Jen. So I figure that makes us allies.
Cool. So, if you're so big into the not trusting Vickers thing, how come you hang out with him so much? Kind of a keep your enemies closer tactic?
Well, I did sell him half my gallery. Although Daniel Colson just told me something very interesting.
The new DA guy.
Yes, he told me that David has a long history of scamming women in the art world. He brings them very difficult to find pieces and then switches them with fakes.
And they never know. At least not till he's long gone, huh?
Exactly. So if and when he ever decides to do this to me, I'll be ready. Oh, yes, I will be ready.
You're an amazing lady.
Oh, come on. Amazing? Okay. I could do that. It's really just more experience. Due to my poor taste in men, I've been bamboozled and dumped so many times, I'm actually able to see it coming.
Well, any guy who would dump you is a fool. You're incredible and beautiful. Jen obviously gets it all from you.
He's a little jerk, and it was fun busting his chops, but Manning's not the music box killer.
But he is an opportunist.
This is not a copycat murder. There's no way.
Todd will do anything to protect himself.
I'm telling you, Bo, the Collins murder is absolutely consistent with all the others, right down to details that the press could not have got their hands on.
Yeah, but he could have found out the details.
Only the killer could have killed that poor girl this way. There was a consistent physicality in it that it can't be copied.
Okay. Let's not share that with Todd.
Hey, for laughs, you can keep him locked up till he gives you his alibi. I'm actually kind of curious what he's gonna come up with.
And after you find Dorian, get in touch with Blair. She's up there waiting for me at Saranac. All right? Tell her I've been detained, please.
Why don't you just tell your wife the truth? I'm sure she'll come right down.
You're not going to tell her anything. Tell her something came up. Tell her I'll see her whenever you think I'll see her.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey, can I get some aspirin with my bread and water, please?
Give me a good reason why I shouldn't call Blair, tell her everything.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was you.
I didn't know it was you either. Manning.
Look, we can't get up there anyway. There aren't any flights.
You know, aren't you the least bit concerned that Blair and Kevin are up there alone together?
Like, Blair, she just married Walker.
Todd. No, Walker. Look, she loves him, okay? And yeah, Kevin and I, we have our ups and downs, but he's not gonna seduce her on her honeymoon.
You have a higher opinion of your husband than I do.
Dorian, if you interfere, Blair will never forgive Walker.
I fail to see the problem.
The problem is if she doesn't forgive him, then she will be left alone and heartbroken with my husband there to comfort her. Dorian, if you do this, I will never forgive you. Fine. Fine. What about Blair? Do you think she's gonna feel very warmly towards her dear Aunt Dorian who destroyed her happiness?
I think she's going to be grateful to me. And I think we should...
What? What?
Go home. Call it a night, okay? I mean, you know, there are no flights. What choice do we have? Oh, why don't you go ahead, sweetheart? I'm going to call home and tell them my plans have changed.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, darling.
You can't tell her.
How are you going to stop me? You going to kill me? And what about John McBain? He knows too. You going to kill him? Because you will end up being a serial killer if you whack everybody that's...
I didn't kill Alyssa Collins.
You! Are you sure you don't want to see your lawyer?
No, screw that. I'm telling you the truth. After she ratted me out to Kevin, I never saw her again. Kevin and I made a deal. She had no part of that.
And how did you convince Kevin to keep quiet?
He had as much to lose as I did, believe me.
How do you manage this? How do you manage to keep cheating death? I mean, look at you sitting there. You got your new face. You got a new name. And nobody even has a clue.
I'm just that good.
Yeah, you are. How did Mitch really die? How did Flynn really die?
Commissioner, everything I did because I love Blair. And I thought the only way I could be with her was to be somebody besides Todd Manning.
That's pitiful.
I'm not involved in any fancy premeditated murders, all right? I mean, you know who I am now. You know that I'm not very good at planning.
No? What about this transformation, the new you?
Begging you. I'm begging you. You gotta be loving that. I'm begging you as Vicky's brother, as Jessica's uncle. Mostly as a man who loves Blair and his children more than his own life. I'm begging you, don't tell her.
Can I come in?
Blair deserves to know about this. And if you love her, why don't you think so?
It's more complicated than that.
Well, she's gonna find out sooner or later, and you know that. But why should I be the one to tell her? It's not my place, it's your place. Buchanan? Yeah, I'll be right down. Excuse me.
Ah.
You and I are not finished with this. Sherry?
This is just brilliant. How'd you go and get yourself hauled in here? Do you know that Kevin is with Blair in Saranac?
Well, what's your excuse? Why aren't you there with him?
I couldn't get a flight. What's your excuse?
Some forces beyond my control. Don't worry about Blair. I trust her. It's a good thing because I'm stuck here till I come up with an alibi.
Alyssa Collins? Did you kill her?
Of course I didn't kill her. You weren't too happy about her poking around. Did you kill her?
What night was she killed?
According to Bo, around the election. That night, apparently.
I was alone too.
What, do you want me to feel sorry for you?
No, I could be your alibi, you jerk.
It's too late. I've been telling these guys I was alone.
Well, I can take care of that. Trust me.
Well, whatever it takes to get out of this place.
Oh. I have a confession to make. It's about the night Alyssa Collins was murdered.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop by the Arts Center and I'm gonna look at some of Christian's work. They're having a memorial.
Well, do you want me to go with you?
Thank you, but no, I need to go alone. Yeah, plus that with your schedule, I mean, it's enough to knock over a grizzly bear. Plus, you've got your honors project and your...
Yeah, and while you just cruise through life doing 10-hour shifts at Roxy's, bartending at Rhodey's, and you know, it's a really good thing they reinstated you at LU because otherwise you'd have way too much time on your hands.
Yeah, well, it's better that way, you know. I can't sleep unless I'm just totally beat. And I wake up. My hand's lying Christian's side of the bed. And I'm wondering why he woke up before I did, you know? I gotta go.
Look, I know that Natalie doesn't like me. And I understand that she doesn't want me at the memorial, but I really want to be there.
Jen.
Look, I'm part of the family, too. And I want to get along with you guys for Joe's sake, but it is really hard, especially with Natalie.
Jen, she's still really hurting. It's like she's bleeding on the inside.
I know that.
Okay, if she's harsh with you, just try not to take it personally.
Yeah, right.
Listen, it's really difficult for her, and can you just roll with things for a little while? Okay. Okay, sure. Can you excuse me for a second?
You know, Kevin, you really shouldn't even be here.
It's important, okay?
Something wrong?
That's my speech. I've been going over it again, and I think it's bad.
You're kidding.
No,
right?
I'm not. I'm serious, you know? And if you tell anyone I was freaked out about this, I will deny it.
Don't worry.
So you'll listen to it? Give me your honest opinion? Objective opinion?
I told you I would. Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah, I'm coming. It's very nice.
I was trying to protect myself and my husband. But I can't live with myself knowing that Walker went to jail instead of on his honeymoon just because I wasn't brave enough to come forward.
Oh,
Walker was with me the night Alyssa Collins was murdered.
with you.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Then why didn't you tell me that hours ago?
Well, I didn't want to put Kelly in an awkward position.
Walker,
where she
thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me. I can't let him continue to do this.
So, the night in question,
I went to Walker's.
why?
Because I was upset about Kevin and his obsession with Blair, and I'd been drinking. I was drunk, okay? And I was upset because Kevin and Blair, and I wanted to get back at Kevin and at Blair.
By seducing Walker.
Well,
If you're about to tell me that you hopped in the sack with him, I'm not gonna buy that.
How could your grade be so low?
No, he said that it would be. I just didn't believe him.
He said that before the exam?
I could flunk this course.
Eliana, what did happen?
Professor Barnes told me that the only way for me to pass was if I,
sleep with him?
I didn't believe him, and now I can't even prove anything.
Maybe you won't have to. Listen, I'm gonna ask around to see if there are any other complaints, and I'm gonna talk to my mother about this. Try not to worry about it, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. Look, I kind of accidentally heard some of that, and I just want to back up what she said about Dr. Barnes.
Back it up how?
Well, he's a creep. He hit on me last semester, too. He basically told me he would not give me a decent grade on my final paper unless I had sex with him.
Well, what did you do? Did you file a complaint?
Did you hike up your skirt?
Natalie, that was way out of line.
I don't care. She's a horrible wife to Joey, and she leads Rex around by the you-know-what, and he's in love with her, I do not know why. Tell you what, it'd be best for both of my brothers if she was abducted by aliens.
Listen, the last few search and destroy nights were massive. Really good. Actually, there's another one tonight, and Midnight Logic's gonna play.
I'm so happy that Ultraviolet's going well for you.
Why don't you come by? Be a blast.
Well, I'd love to, but I have unfinished business with David. And besides, I think that it's Jen you'd really like to have there.
Well, yeah. But you're fun, too.
I don't want to see you get your heart broken.
Neither do I. Which is why I won't let it happen. Excuse me. Yes, Karen, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hiya.
Hello. So, the shipment come in?
Well, it looks like all I need from you is a $75K down payment. You can get me a cashier's check tomorrow morning, right?
Actually, I'll write you a gallery check. What? You don't trust me? I'm your partner.
Of course I trust you.
Oh, Lindsay, hello. You're looking so well.
Thank you.
David, could I... please,
What?
excuse us for just a moment. Thank you. Come, dear.
I'll be right back.
Come.
What do you want? Why? What for and why?
What do you mean? I need your help. And why? Because I got you your share of the Badra diamond settlement.
You haven't paid me the entire amount you were supposed to pay me.
I need to get on a private plane leaving Landview Airport tonight.
Say I do this thing for you. What's in it for me?
It's really great. Speech, it was brilliant. I don't even know which
You wouldn't
word,
change
if
a
not
thing.
one word, Kevin. It was really great. I didn't sleep with Walker. Like, I am not trying to justify what I did. I know it was wrong. I was so angry at Kevin.
Yeah, you said that.
And jealous of the closeness between him and Blair.
I got that too.
So I went to Walker's. Actually, I went after Walker. But he wouldn't cheat on Blair. He made me come to my senses.
So was that it? That's your story?
Yes, there is no way that Walker could have killed Alyssa. He was with me that night.
Bo's tied up, but I'm gonna see him later. Would you like me to give him a message?
Yeah, I wanted to see if he would speak at Christian's memorial service.
Well, I'll tell him. I'm sure he will.
Is that one from the murder in Lambview?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I hope I never see one of these again.
Can you make that stop, please?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. You okay?
It's just really creepy, and it's just strange.
Strange? How do you mean?
Well, okay, there's this delicate little thing dancing to delicate classical music, and classical. But almost all the victims, they were lap dancers in strip joints in Atlantic City. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, did you ever get that lap dance from your ex-wife?
I'm working on it.
Hope she doesn't keep you waiting too long.
She won't. Meanwhile, there's another search and destroy tonight at Ultraviolet, in case you want to come around.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Why are you at Ultraviolet?
I get to go wherever I want. I can even cross streets all by myself.
Look, have you seen my mom? She was supposed to have a meeting here or something.
No, come and gone. What's wrong? You seem a little, I don't know, shall I say...
Joe found my birth control pills.
Ooh, bad news. How'd he take it? Bet he was thrilled.
Well, yeah, beside himself.
Yeah, because he's married to the wrong woman. Because he wants a little church mouse wife who will keep popping out fat little church-going babies and stay in the kitchen baking cookies for blue-haired old ladies. Meanwhile, you want loud music, cool clothes, and dancing with guys who know how to move. Which is why you should come to Search and Destroy tonight.
Shut up. Did you rehearse all that? Look, another search and destroy night is the last thing I need right now.
Okay, what do you need? Because I'm ready and willing.
Abel. Abel, Rex, you forgot Abel.
Yeah, I figured it was, implied. I'm not giving up.
I wouldn't expect you to. When it comes to your ex, you're like a fly beating its brains in, trying to get through a glass window.
No, that would be some other lunk who kept chasing after Jen. I'm not giving up because I'm right about her.
You're so sure.
Damn straight.
David says he's bringing 6 Carlavati's into the gallery.
I'm not up on art. These are valuable.
Oh, yeah. No, this artist brings in an unbelievable price. But David wants me to give him $75,000 up front.
Whoa, you're not going to risk that much, are
Well,
you?
I'm going to write him a check on the company account, which will bounce.
That's good.
I just want you to be aware, because if he is scamming me, I want you to haul him away in chains.
You got it. Lindsay, it sounds like you have your bases covered.
Hope so.
Look, you are a very bright person. I'm sure you have everything under control.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me. I guess it would be a feather in your cap if you arrested David Vickers for fraud.
That's why I love this job. I get to make sure the bad guys don't get away with murder.
Captain Billy Newhall. I'm sorry, William Newhall. We're old friends. Now, don't you tell him I called him Billy. You know he hates that.
Captain Newhall to the departure lounge courtesy desk. Captain William Newhall to the courtesy desk.
That is a sensational tie. There he is. Remember me? Uh-oh, he looks like he doesn't remember me. That's a good look. I'm gonna have to remember that. Hey, Captain.
Do you ever give up?
Thanks for your help.
Oh, you're welcome. It was really great, and you know what? I'm going to be rooting for you. The speech is really great.
You are? Really?
Yes.
Thanks. That means a lot to me.
You're welcome. Well, good luck, and take care.
Okay, I'll see you.
Good night.
Bye.
If what Kelly says is true, then why didn't you speak up? You let yourself be accused of murder.
Yeah, so?
So you just don't seem to be the kind of guy, to me, that would stick his neck out to protect somebody else's reputation.
Well, then maybe you don't have a very good read on me. And frankly, I don't care whether you believe it or not. You wanted an alibi. I gave you an alibi.
And you would swear to this information?
Uh-huh.
Kelly, do you actually know who you're dealing with here? Do you know who this guy really is?
Yes. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. And I stand by my statement.
Well, there you go. You can't keep me here. And I got somewhere more important to be, that's for sure. Come on, let's go.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.
On the next One Life to Live.
You're still a suspect. You better stay out of trouble.
Todd's alive. Where did you get this from?
Joe, every time I have seen your wife, she's been hanging around her ex-husband.
I mean it. Leave me alone.
What if I can't?